Hi guys! Eating a lot of food is still stigmatized with weight gain, not being ladylike, not being disciplined, abnormal, and so forth. If you search on YouTube who are the long-term success stories which follow a mostly unprocessed whole food diet without yo-yo dieting and keeping their weight off for good, you might notice that these people are able to eat a lot of food. So this is what I've noticed. Those who are constantly try to eat the perfect amount of food and who are constantly searching for the right diet seem like they never arrived. I categorize people into 3 different categories when it comes to how much food people eat. So it's very simplified and there are many variations in between. However, in order to keep it simple, I just use 3 types. The first group I call the calorie eaters, named after this tiny sweet bird. And as the name includes, they eat very little and they are usually pretty slim. Then followed by normal eaters and the volume eaters. I rarely meet calorie eaters, but they also have their place in this world. Most of my clients are somewhere between normal and volume eaters. Our ancestors ate a diet that was around 5 pounds of food on average per day, which is already more than the average person in the industrialized part of the world eats, which is 3 to 5 pounds of food per day. Research shows that people eat a fairly consistent amount of food on a day-to-day basis. If your stomach stretch and nutrient receptors are activated properly while eating, your stomach signals to the brain, "I'm full." So the less calorie dense you eat, the more food you need to activate the nutrient receptors enough, because the volume is not the only factor that contributes to satiety and vice versa. If you eat almost no volume, you can eat very high dense foods but will still not feel properly satiated enough, and as a result, people gain weight. Therefore, we need to find that bliss point for us personally where we feel the best and at the same time achieve our optimal level of health and weight. You know what I've noticed in real life? The majority of the people who comment that I eat a lot of food are overweight. That's just my personal observation, but I've also observed that people tend to forget their snacking throughout the day. They just focus on their main meals, so they eat more than they assume. People who follow a whole food plant-based diet for quite a while might notice that it is more difficult to eat a lot of food initially, but the longer they are on this diet, the more they are able to eat. The reason for that is because people are used to a high calorie dense diet and the body needs a little bit of time to adjust eating more volume. Depending on the calorie density of your diet, you can eat between 5 to 10 pounds of food in order to meet your caloric needs while you follow a mostly unprocessed whole food plant-based diet. And while you do this, you can still lose weight. This might sound extreme to some people, and not everybody is willing to do so or likes it. However, some people are by nature volume eaters and enjoy doing so. I know how much people enjoy watching what I eat in a day videos, and I totally understand why some content creators don't like doing them, because people take a right to judge how a person eats based on just one video. I have people in my real life surrounding that complain that they have bad genes and eat so little, until I saw them snacking here and there on a Snickers bar and then on a piece of cake, which was not part of their main meal. So yes, it seems like they were eating little, but overall 200 calories here and there add up throughout the day. You can get overweight by just eating 3 pounds of food. I admit that I like to eat a lot. That has always been the case, so what's the problem as long as I feel good about it and have achieved my goals? When other kids needed 1 sandwich to get full, I needed 2. So I am happy and grateful to have found a diet where I don't have to worry about portion size. On the contrary, I find nothing more unattractive about eating than constantly being mindful and watching that you haven't overeaten. In my opinion, that's a sacrifice of the quality of life. Furthermore, this is totally unnatural if you portion control your food intake. This is nothing our ancestors did, and no animal on earth does this despite humans. This is also one of the reasons why the diet industry is so successful in getting your money. Everybody is searching for a solution for how to eat processed food in moderation and be slim simultaneously. This works for some individuals due to their genetics, the calorie eaters, but for most not, and that's why most people you know have at least done one diet in their lifetime. My most successful clients are those who eat as much as they want, somewhere between 5 and 10 pounds of food. Those who made it their life mission not to eat more than 5 pounds of food are those with the least success. Our ancestors ate a diet that was around 500 to 700 calories per pound. Nowadays, people eat a diet that is closer to 1,000 calories per pound. If you follow the principles of calorie density, which is quite popular in the whole food plant-based community, you might need to eat between 5 and 10 pounds of food to meet your needs. Strongly speaking, 10 pounds of food is not what our ancestors ate, but keep in mind that the number one death cause of our ancestors was starvation. Their diet included unprocessed foods and, to a small extent, richer foods such as meat and honey. Due to the food shortage, meat and honey were not as available in large quantities as they are today. Furthermore, the meat was not as rich and high in calorie density as it is today. These foods were scarce, and thus they have received from nature a limitation of these foods. Nowadays it looks quite different. Rich food is available in abundance, which is fatal for people who are genetically volume eaters. They were volume eaters even back then, but because of the permanent food shortage, they were not fed. And that is the crux of the matter in this day and age. Volume eaters try to follow the principle of moderation and fail miserably. So the principle of calorie density and trying to eat as unprocessed as possible is a blessing for them, even if that means eating more than the average. So either embrace that or keep searching for the Holy Grail. It's up to you. Remember that we live in the modern world. We try to copy as much as possible what our ancestors did if this is good for us. But at the same time, we need to arrange our life because we don't live in the Stone Age anymore. Dr. Lyle once said that in the majority of cases we should let nature do its job. But there are some cases where we have to beat our genes. One of them is the modern food dilemma. By any means, I don't want you to stuff yourself with as much food as possible. My intention with this video is to keep away the fear of eating more food than everybody else around you. Furthermore, my intention with this video is also to give you the freedom to eat smaller portions. In the end, eat as much as you need and don't compare your portion sizes with others. As Dr. Lyle says, there is no right amount to eat, there is only the right food to eat. So do whatever works best for you while still reaching your goals. If you don't reach your goals with the way and amount you eat right now, you might need to make some changes, right? So in practice, play around with the calorie density and amount of food until you reach the equilibrium where you achieve your healthy weight and well-being. This might take a couple of weeks or months, but in the end, it's not as complicated as the diet industry tries to convince. If you gain weight by eating less food but with higher calorie density, you might need to lower the calorie density and eat more lower calorie dense food. If you never feel satisfied or lose too much weight but eat too low in calorie density, increase it. It's really not that complicated. It becomes complicated if people try to use willpower and moderation in eating. Just eat until satiety from the right foods. Let nature do its job. Don't let other people make you feel insecure about how much and what you eat. The most successful people are usually those who go against the tide, and in the end, the negative commenting people are the ones who will ask you how you did it. Get comfortable by getting uncomfortable. Do what you know is right, even if it feels uncomfortable in the beginning. If you are constantly trying to make others happy, everyone else will be happy except you. So I hope this helped. Have a great day and see you in my next video. Bye bye.